South Central, how may I help you?
Yes, may I have your name? They know that I'm concerned about my daughter. South Central Patrol. They claim.
Dallas Police, please hold.
These are the games they've been playing for years. So I really can't talk a lot about my experience, but I've been emotional. This is not an easy experience. I believe that there's voyeurism crimes. I think that they, how would they know how to set up the traffic? So I think that they watch me. And then they are very sadistic. So when I'm having the breakdowns and the meltdowns at home, and then I try to venture out for help, they just interrupt it. This is just, calling. My daughter is in an abusive situation that they're enforcing her abuse as well as my own. I don't speak with my family. I've reached out to churches and they consistently keep covering for it, ignoring me and disregarding me. So I'm blacklisted from any domestic violence organization, a support system. I consistently have to go to these churches and beg for my life at the churches, and they ignore me. They will not provide any assistance, period. I informed them about the child abuse. I informed them about my abuse, and I asked if there's any kind of assistance they can give me, and they decline it. And duck and dodge me after I make the request. I mean, it sounds crazy, but why wouldn't they be watching me? If they're doing all this other stuff, how do these people know when to interrupt things? Of course they're watching me. So this department is denying law enforcement. Let's try another one. Because they know that yesterday was supposed to be a visitation for my daughter. And this is meant out of malice to hurt. So then they taunt and play games when I call and concerned about my child that witnessed my false arrest at 8. And ever since then, they have been enforcing that she has nothing to do with me along with the rest of my family. Terrorizing them, a scheme to where they came up to a whole school and gave me a criminal trespass. This is the government that consistently keep getting allowed to get away with this chaos. Out of malice, just showed up at the school, didn't want me there, wanted me to be isolated, so just gave me a criminal trespass. At Abach, I was a long-time member, just showed up there, drugged me out of the church for asking for help, threw me on concrete outside. All these viewers, all these people look, and it's still going on. They just like that camera congregation. They sat there, looked, did nothing. Just sat there, looked. Multiple of those people know me for years. Just sat there, looked, witnessed, did nothing at church. Just like all of you, it's still going on. I did not think that I was going to make it through these experiences alive. Going to jail, getting violated, mistreated, threatened, assaulted in jail, denied recreation, denied medical. Then even my right to go to court. I may not present it, but I do not feel safe. I thought they were going to kill me multiple times. They hit my son with a car. Police came angry and did not want to take the report until I escalated it. Then they took a report that they now can't find. It's still going on with this channel saying the same thing repeatedly over. Some of the church members, I've given my YouTube channel and it's still ignored. They did not provide any assistance, period. I don't know if they're doing anything under the wraps, but I mean, what about the emotional support? Why are they depriving me of that? Love, compassion. Why can't the church give me that? They probably hung up. Hello? So they're playing games. Let me try another one. They're not going to let, they didn't let me see my son with a legal custodial agreement, a legal custody agreement. I did not have any access to my son. I'm trying to learn to deal with not having rights. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just listening to you. So what I would suggest that you do is
I haven't given you my name. I haven't told you anything about why I was calling, any of that. Do you already know who I am? Time. This is supposed to be a police department. They do it at church. Because they know that my daughter means a lot and they have the power to abuse. Why not abuse it? That's why they wouldn't do the welfare check. And my daughter was supposed to have been missing. A whole police department. That's why CPS would not give me the conclusion till when she said she got hit. Because it's torture. You're witnessing it. Hello? I don't have civil rights. I'm hanging up. Let's try another one. All of them do it.
Bill?
Yes, I have some questions.
Yes.
May I have your name?
My name's Charles. What's your name?
It's Kay.
Okay, how may I help you, Kate?
You have a badge number?
Yes, it's 7989. How may I help you?
Yes, I keep repeatedly reporting interference with child custody and child abuse. And they keep wanting me to report it over and over and keep on getting showing custody agreements. I've been going through this rodeo 4 years since my daughter witnessed a situation that occurred that, out of corruption or crimes that had my custody agreement violated. So I've been going through this years. I keep on reporting it. Can I know what is the status of this report?
You should be able to figure out the status of your report.
Okay, well, can I give you the report number and then you tell me the status?
Let me see if I can look in. Have you contacted that unit yet?
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Have I contacted the unit yet? Do you know who I am?
No, you told me your name's Kate, but I don't know who you are.
What you just said, have you contacted that unit yet? What do you mean, have I contacted the unit yet?
The unit that would investigate that.
Well, can I give you the status? I mean, the information, and then you can look and see what's going on. What is the unit?
Well, the unit would be our youth department. That's the unit. The investigative unit. So.
Okay. Can I give you the information, and we go from there?
I'm trying to log on now, ma'am.
Okay.
So let me log on.
I paused, and he immediately put me on hold. When I paused it. Headquarters Internal Affairs, they hung up the first time. They hung up again. Just calling randomly. This is my I accidentally clicked on a video looking for it. So when I paused it, he put me on hold.
Okay, so what's your report number?
Okay, let me get that. Okay, it is 122-480-2022.
Give me 1 second. Correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, I see that. So, give me 1 second. Do you live out by Kent?
I'm not quite sure what that has any bearing on me getting the status of the report. You asking me where I live?
Yeah, if you live near there.
I'm just not understanding why you would deprive me of the status and why I get violated and mistreated so often, where I have false arrest in the teens.
Well, I hear you, but first off, I'm not trying to deprive you. I'm trying to help you.
Oh yeah, they've been trying to help me for years in some kind of way. I haven't progressed for years. And the daughter has been in an abusive situation, and I can't get anyone to abide by the law or have compassion or do anything to assist me, not even the church. So I just wanted to see what con you guys have going on today, and why you got away with giving me a ticket to cover up for your crimes and arresting me over and over and torturing me and violating me. But for today, let's just see what excuse you have for not investigating child abuse again and interference with child custody, which is a felony. So what con do you have today? So what's going on today?
Well, I don't crime for you today, nor do I anticipate charging you with a crime. But the only thing I was trying to help you with, because I don't know who you spoke to.
Okay, these are taunts.
Kenneth Brown.
He's muted.
Let me give you his badge.
They're taunting. To them, they know they're not going to give me anything. This is a game they've been playing years.
For interference with child custody. So you ready for that information?
I thought you were looking it up. What was the point of me giving you my information if you won't tell me what was in the information? What was in the report? Who's the investigator?
No, I'm trying to give you that person's information.
Okay, what did they put in the report? What did they put in the report?
What?
Okay, I'm reporting interference with child custody, and you don't want me to know what's in the report?
Ma'am, I haven't even read it yet. I'm trying to read it, but if you want to...
Are you gaslighting me? I don't understand why so many parties gaslight me.
I didn't hear you. What you say?
I don't understand why so many parties gaslight me. I thought that you had ample time. But okay, let me know when you read it, because you were trying to give me information like you read it, but I haven't given you time to read it.
No. Exactly, you sure haven't. I'm trying to give you the officer's name that made the report.
That's not what I called. I mean, are you telling me you don't want me to know what's in the report? Is that typical for you just to refer me back to the officer that gave me a ticket to cover for child abuse? Are you unwilling to tell me the status of the report, which is what I asked you for?
Well, that's what I was trying to tell you, but you didn't hear what I said, apparently. But there isn't a report for interference with child custody made for you on that number. That's why I was trying to give you that officer name to find out why he didn't make interference with child custody.
Okay, well, what is a report? What is that report?
It's just a miscellaneous report.
Miscellaneous.
It's not a criminal report. It's not a criminal report.
Okay, so... I've been begging for my life for a long time. So is this just the way that I'm going to have to live the rest of my life? And you did it with my son, so I'm not just going to have any access with my daughter, period, for the rest of my life? Because you guys keep enforcing the law? Enforcing the abuse, enforcing crimes? I don't know why you would be abusive and mistreat me when you guys are committing multiple crimes to keep me away from my family and keep getting away with it year after year. So what are the solutions when I keep reporting crimes and you guys keep covering for over 100 and something reports all over? So is this something I'm just going to have to live with, except that cars are going to do all this chaos when I leave? I can't see my family. You break into my phone, have me giving my credit card information to counterfeits, pulling me out, dragging me out of churches, throwing me on concrete, having bus drivers slam the door in my face, causing me to bleed, slamming their foot on the brakes, then having me hit the front of the bus, then driving off when I'm trying to catch the bus, almost made me fall up under the bus and get ran over, trying to report it, get arrested. Then they deprived me of my right to go to court, put me in isolation. So just keep on dealing with this year after year. Is this going to be the rest of my life? Am I going to be deprived of law enforcement forever?
I didn't say that.
Well, you haven't given it. If someone pulled a gun on me and all this chaos has occurred, ran off roads, bus drivers contributing to abuse churches, when are you going to investigate some of the 100 and something reports? Someone controlling a debit card, taking funds out of my account, even stealing food stamps? And I still have not talked to an investigator, threatened my arrest for trying to report identity theft?
Okay. Well, you gave me a report number, and let me jot that report number back out.
Yeah, and then if my daughter was in a safe environment, a nice, healthy environment, she's in an emotionally abusive experience.
Okay.
She had a meltdown because she missed me. They said they were going to give her, scared her to death, and told her they were going to give her away to CPS. I don't have any access to her. You guys enforce that. So she's forced to live in this toxic environment that you guys enforce out of malice.
Okay. Well, the report number you gave me is 122-480-.
Well, here's the problem. When are you guys going to stop committing crimes? When are you going to abide by the law? If I can get you out the way from enticing churches and my job and all these people to be abusers with you, how do I get you guys the charges that you deserve for enforcing child abuse and my abuse? That's what we need. You need to get your charges.
I need to have a charge.
The police department and everyone that conspires to have these people abuse me and violate me and cover for it year after year over and over, break into my phone, have me calling counterfeits, depriving me from legal representation to fight you guys, the malice that the chaos that was created from my daughter, and getting protection from this stalker, depriving me from getting legal representation and having me calling that. Hacking the phone network is a crime. Why are you guys not investigating that and enticing my cell phone providers to commit crimes with you?
Okay.
Let's talk about one of those reports. Let me get one of those reports and see what crime you have and cover up for that. Hold on. Let me get a report so you can give me the status of this one. One moment. You told me to call. Why would I call the people back that gave me a ticket to cover for their crimes? I mean, at least at this point, they stopped the arrest.
Okay, well, let's talk
and a ticket is better than the arrest that they were giving me in the past to cover up for their crimes.
It's not a criminal report. This is just a miscellaneous report. So there's no crime associated.
It's fruitless to keep on calling the bullies thinking that they're going to want to abide by the law. They're not. Someone needs to investigate the police department and the government for their massive crimes. Okay. I miss my daughter, and they're enforcing that I have nothing to do with her. So I just have in tears day after day, going through this chaos, and I am deprived of help. The government deprives me of help from help. So when I go to this church, I got to see all these people that know my life is in jeopardy and my daughter's in abuse, and then they ignore it and disregard it too. And then if the cars don't speed up to me, speed up like when at church, if they're not waiting on me at church, this is just an everyday thing that I have to experience. It has happened at church.
Okay, so what can I help you with today?
I'm just hanging up.
Hello?
What is your recommendation for the police department?
What do you mean? A recommendation for what?
Taunting.
What type of recommendation? Like, what are you talking about?
Well, I don't understand what the purpose of this. What am I going to do with this call as a police department? And if I have interference with child custody, I don't understand why you're unwilling to tell me what's in the report or anything I can do to have justice for that experience and have access to my child.
I tried to explain to you that on this report number 122480-2022, it's a miscellaneous report.
Sir, I've been going through this years, and these people are professionals at talking, but making sure I have nothing at all to progress in the whole conversation and me reaching out. So you keep telling me that, but here's the thing. What am I going to do to combat crimes being committed to keep me away from my daughter, like they did with my son? And I was a legal custodial parent and had no rights to see my child at all, to the degree to where corrupt police came up to the school, gave me a criminal trespass to keep me from having anything to do with my own child. That was highly illegal. No parties cared, not even churches. So let me go ahead. What is the solution to having access to my child?
Well, unfortunately, ma'am, I don't know what your issue is with your child. So
you just looked at a police report and I just told you and you still don't know? Like the church don't know? They haven't had clarity for months. And then the other church member just wouldn't respond. They have the person do my hair hasn't responded. I think my phone's getting controlled. No one has responded. So you're telling me you're the police department and you have no solutions on how I can combat the multiple parties committing the interference with child custody crime, which is a felony, and have access to my child? Even the supervised visits that were derived out of corruption, I can't get. So this is the police department and you're telling me there's nothing I can do to combat you guys?
Is there anything else I can help you with?
You haven't done anything.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so what is the direction that I go?
Well, there isn't a criminal report made for interference with child custody.
Okay, well, what was the report? Is there child abuse? What was the report regarding?
Well, if you want information about that,
you just told me that hold, and then you played games and said you were trying to read it, and depriving me of information on my case, hindering the case is a crime. You guys have been doing that for years, so every time, so they know, he's muted. They know that I'm hysterical about my kids. If anybody who knows who I am, they know that I don't play games with my kids. That's why they're doing
8
it.
a.m. to 3.
They purposely tried to time and enforce this out of criminal activity and malice.
Okay? I can't just read the report to you over the phone. Okay?
Well, the other parties wrote, are you trying to deprive me of information on the case or who I talked to? Because you told me that you had to give me the name. In your story, you keep changing, going all around the planet. Then you tried to gaslight me and blame me for your bad behavior. So what is the information that you said you had to give me? Multiple parties do this. Like this advocate that had papers in her hand and wouldn't give them to me and wouldn't come back out. She said she was going to call these places a whole advocate at a whole brand new police department. So why would she hold papers and not give me papers and not come back with the papers or any resources?
Have the officer information that did the report? That's the best I can do for you.
Okay, what's the officer's information?
Okay, the last name's going to be Brown, B-R-O-W-N, and his badge number is 10382.
Tampering with evidence is a felony, and if I reported child abuse to him and he did a miscellaneous report to sabotage investigation for that, that's criminal. So how do I get him to be investigated? Because I got handcuffed at the FBI trying to report you guys, and then given a illegal criminal trespass there out of corruption. He committed a crime. Tampering with evidence is a felony. By me reporting child abuse and then he tampering with evidence and putting something in the report, that's a felony. And dozens of officers have done that. How do I get a police officer the charge of tampering with evidence, which is a felony? He just did that in that report.
Okay, so if you would like to file a complaint against a police officer, that's a valid...
No. How do I get him his charge? So to get him his charge, I have to go to Internal Affairs?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when I went to Internal Affairs, I tried to explain to them the multiple officers and departments that were targeting me, and they had the police remove me to cover for it. And they headquarters also tried to give me a ticket. Tried to arrest me for reporting identity theft, which is a crime too. That's tampering with evidence. That's a felony. 6 armed police threatened to take me to jail to prevent me from reporting identity theft. In these schemes that you guys, these are embezzlement. Theft from the government, stealing food stamps, cars speeding up like they're going to hit a child. He was bleeding. Bus, trapped on trains, bus. These are extreme events you guys keep covering for, getting away with year after year. Anyway, I have a whole YouTube channel trying to expose you guys. I'm still in the chaos. I don't know what else to do. Bye.